Welcome to More Than Your Infertility podcast. I'm your host, Kristen Dillon Snyder, IVF mindset coach and IVF mom. Just like you, I know the impact riding the emotional roller coaster of infertility has on your life and how easy it is to be consumed by it. And I plan to support you, remind you, and teach you how to be more than your infertility while you're in the wait for your baby. If going through infertility is harder than you thought, taking longer than you thought, and impacting your emotional well-being, you're in the right spot. So no more waiting. Let's get started with this week's episode. Mother's Day is on Sunday, and for many of us in the infertility community, it's not just another Sunday. Instead, it can be a painful reminder of what we're missing, what we've lost, and the challenges we face on our journey to parenthood. As this holiday approaches, it's essential to prepare yourself emotionally and mentally. So on today's episode of More Than Your Infertility, I'm sharing 5 tips to help you navigate Mother's Day with infertility. As if your infertility is not already top of mind, certain holidays can bring it front and center. And the biggest offender is Mother's Day. And it's happening on Sunday, whether you like it or not. And I hate that this holiday can be so painful for so many in the infertility community, because it's not just a holiday, it's a reminder. A reminder that you're not where you want to be, a reminder of what you're missing, a reminder of how hard you're trying, a reminder of what you've lost. So yeah, not wanting to celebrate, wanting to avoid the holiday or any mention of it, and feeling triggered by Mother's Day with infertility can be expected when you really think about it. And unfortunately, the day itself isn't the only hard part. Any mention of the holiday in the days leading up to it impacts you too. Before I share with you the 5 things you can do to survive Mother's Day, it really helps to understand why this holiday can be hard. Some of the most common reasons this holiday is hard is you're grieving expectations that were not met. You feel left out from your friends and family who will be celebrating. Another year has passed by with no baby in your arms or belly. It's a reminder for what you want, don't have, and are trying everything to get. You worry about it as it approaches and have it impact the days leading up to Mother's Day. So if you find yourself in a position where that list resonates with you and you'd rather avoid or skip the day versus celebrating this year, the number one thing to know is that there's nothing wrong with you and you are not alone. Everyone in your position resonates with this too. If you're going through infertility, the impact of Mother's Day can be felt for the whole week. And it's not a warm and fuzzy feeling. It's more the feeling of being left out, left behind, broken, unworthy, unspecial, sad, and jealous. At least those were the ways I felt during Mother's Day in the past. In fact, I remember naively going to church on Mother's Day when we first started trying to conceive, thinking nothing of it. And then they asked all the moms to stand up. And there I was, a 35-year-old married woman, still sitting, feeling like all the eyes were on me, wondering, why aren't you standing? What's wrong with you? Well, all the other women my age, older and younger, stood up to receive their Mother's Day applause and flowers. Now, I'm sure no one was really paying attention to me, but I could not hold in the tears. The next year, still waiting for my baby, I skipped church. And not only was my Sunday sucky, the whole week leading up to it was. And I don't want that for you. I don't want you to have to fake the smile and suffer through the brunch or be hard on yourself for feeling so selfish. Instead, my hope for you is that it won't always be this hard, and you don't let a one-day holiday impact your whole weekend. That's why I created this episode, to share the 5 ways to protect yourself this Mother's Day. So listen up, because you are worthy of putting yourself, your needs, and your heart first this weekend. You ready to learn how? Number 1 is acknowledge and be kind to yourself for the way you feel. Of course you feel that way. And you don't need to fight how you're feeling. You don't need to shame or judge how you're feeling. All your feelings are welcome. I see so many women who end up making the weekend harder on themselves, because they think that how they feel makes them a bad daughter, bad sister, a bad friend, and that's not true. Your feelings are valid. Your feelings are common. And if you did not try to fight or judge them, you could feel them, which would then help you move on. When both my sisters were moms and I was not, and Mother's Day rolled around, I wanted nothing to do with the holiday. I already shared how I knew going to church was not an option, and I was happy for my sisters, but it stung so badly that they, both younger than me, were moms and they were being celebrated. And I, the oldest one, was not. I didn't know what I know now, and I spent the whole time shaming myself for being a bad sister who was being too selfish. If it was happening to me now, I'd go through the weekend without judging myself and my feelings. Because when I didn't do that, I didn't get anywhere. I just sat in that awful shame spiral. I was stuck again. And so, of course, I had a pretty crummy day. So don't do what I did. Instead, be so kind and understanding of how you're feeling and why you're feeling it. And if that feels hard, the easiest trick is to imagine that your best friend came to you and said the things you're thinking. So let's say your best friend came to you and said, I'm dreading Mother's Day because I really thought I'd be a mom by now, or at least have the bump. And it's another year where I'm left out of the celebration. I'm doing everything to get here, and I see people left and right having babies without any effort. I don't know what more I can do, and I'm terrified I'll never get to celebrate Mother's Day. I wish it was just Monday already. Your response to your friend would probably sound something like, of course you feel that way. What you're going through is hard, and you've hit some bumps in the road. I know you're trying everything, and I'm hopeful that you'll have the baby you dream about. It's just taking so much longer than you ever imagined. It makes sense you want to just hide and get to Monday already. And so that is what you need to tell yourself. So remember, step 1 is to acknowledge your feelings and be kind to yourself. This means it's okay to feel the way you do. Your feelings are valid and you're not alone. So instead of fighting or judging yourself for how you're feeling, embrace your emotions with kindness and understanding. Imagine how you would comfort a friend in the same situation and extend that same compassion to yourself. Now that you know how to be kind to yourself for how you're feeling, the second thing to do is to come up with a mantra that you can repeat to yourself over and over to take the sting out. You spend a lot of time almost dreading this holiday, so saying a mantra once or even 10 times won't erase the impact of how you used to think. But if you're ready to start looking forward, if you're ready to make this not be such a hard day, then start replacing the old hurtful thought with the one that makes you feel better. It does not have to be something too happy-go-lucky that feels false. It can be something that makes you feel neutral. I'll throw out a few for you to try. And as I say each one, I encourage you to close your eyes as long as you're not driving and repeat it to yourself quietly to see how it feels in your body. Then go with the one that feels the best to you and also the most believable. So here they are. Today is just another Sunday. I will have my day to celebrate. It's just not today. Today, I honor the mothers in my life. Miracles happen every day. All my feelings are welcome. One step, one breath at a time. I am strong and I can get through the day. I am loved. I am safe. I am loved. I am safe. I can and will be a mother. It's just taking longer than I'd like. I can honor my mom and my feelings at the same time. So by creating a mantra that resonates with you, it will help alleviate the sting of Mother's Day triggers. Repeat the mantra you pick to yourself whenever you need a reminder of your strength and resilience. Make sure to choose a phrase that feels genuine and comforting, like I'm loved, or it's just another Sunday, or my miracle is coming. By doing this, you'll feel a little better and a little less isolated, a little less lonely, a little less jealous, and a little less sad. Now that you have a new mantra to repeat every time Mother's Day comes up or is mentioned, it could help you be a little less triggered. That being said, the next tip is to limit your triggers, and the biggest one is by staying off social media. So number 3 is stay off social media from now until at least Tuesday. Limit your exposure, especially on Mother's Day and the days leading up to it. Seeing posts about celebrations and family gatherings can intensify feelings of sadness and isolation. The goal is to avoid unnecessary triggers because you know you'll be seeing posts from people you know, from accounts you don't follow, even from businesses wishing and celebrating this holiday. If it doesn't feel like a day worth celebrating to you, remember that's okay. And by creating and following this boundary of not watching it unfold for others on social media, it can help protect your heart. So I encourage you to stay off social media through Tuesday because some people will be delayed in their posting and some posts are not shared chronologically. So you will see things from the weekend on Monday or Tuesday. By taking social media off your to-do list and by skipping out on some Mother's Day activities to honor how you feel, you're going to have some free time, and I've got some great ideas on how to fill it. Tip number 4 is to plan enjoyable activities that have nothing to do with Mother's Day. Treat the day like any other Sunday and engage in activities that make you happy. Whether it's binge watching your favorite TV show, going for a hike, or trying a new hobby, prioritizing self-care and do what feels right for you. By not spending so much time on social media, you make sure that you fill that time in the day with something that either fills up your cup or makes you happy. Your plans today don't have to be at all related to Mother's Day. Church and brunch out might be filled with families, so please keep that in mind. Try to plan something fun that you can look forward to and even ask yourself that day, what do I need today? There is no right or wrong answer. While some may want to just sleep all day, others may want to binge watch their favorite show. And if you want a suggestion for something not related to motherhood that will also make you happy, I encourage you to check out either Ted Lasso or The Good Place. You might want to tackle that home organization project or meal prep frozen meals to help make the week ahead a breeze. Remember, there's no wrong answer as long as you're doing what feels good to you. I created a huge list of ideas in case you're feeling stuck. So take a listen and jot down the ones that sound appealing to you so you can participate in these non-Mother's Day related activities. And depending on where you are on your journey and your relationship to motherhood, you might want something different. You and your partner might not have a clue what you want. So here's an a la carte list for you to do what you want to do. And send me a DM over on Instagram to let me know what you've picked. Here's the list. Stay indoors all day long or go outside. Go for a hike, order takeout from a new restaurant, order takeout from a favorite restaurant. Go for a bike ride. Stay in PJs all day long. Dress up and go shopping. Watch your favorite movies. Binge a new TV series. Go to church. Skip church. Call and celebrate your mom, and that's it. Bake something yummy. Try something new, a workout class, a new food, a new recipe, a new type of art, a new hobby. Yoga. Host brunch at your house for all your non-mom friends. Host brunch at your house for your family. Create a secret word together with your partner for when you hit your limit and need to leave the social obligation. Cry it out. Read a whole book. That's something that's totally unrelated to infertility or motherhood. Stay off social media until at least Tuesday. Connect with other friends who are going through infertility. Make a new playlist with pump-up songs. Make a new playlist just for shot nights. Try your favorite food at 3 different restaurants and pick your favorite. Be a tourist in your hometown. Call your bestie who gets it. Write out how you really feel. Send your partner to their mom's celebration and spend the day alone. Tell your partner not to leave your side. Reorganize a desk, drawer, closet, or room. Do random acts of kindness for others. Make a bucket list for the year ahead. Make a photo book from the past couple years. Make a whole bunch of freezer meals to set you up for your next egg retrieval or 2-week wait. Write snail mail to the friends or family who've supported you the best through this so far. Write a letter to yourself from your future self. Donate to causes you care about. Look up who is running for election in your area and see where they stand on protecting access to reproductive care. Do breathing exercises. Do a paint by number or paint freehand. Act like it's a normal Sunday and prepare for the week ahead. And if you have another idea, send me a DM on Instagram to let me know, and I'll share it with my audience to help others survive the holiday. Tip number 5 is to let people close to you know ahead of time that the day might be hard for you to be fully present. This can be hard. We're so used to showing how strong we are, smiling through the pain or tears. I encourage you to pick a few close people to open up to that Sunday will be hard for you. It's okay if you need to skip out on your family celebration today, if it will be too hard. Permission has been granted. You aren't selfish by speaking up and setting boundaries on what you can and can't participate in. Instead, it's setting yourself and your family up for success. If you don't know how to even start, try saying something like, "Hey, as you know, we're trying to have a baby and it's been harder and taking longer than we'd like. Mother's Day this year is feeling really hard for me." And then add in what you want or need. Is that to stay off the family group text wishing everyone a happy Mother's Day? Is it skipping out on the family brunch? Is it asking that you be given space for a few days? Or is it requesting that they send you funny texts all day long? Only you know what you need. And like I mentioned in step 1, it's okay that you need what you need. I promise you're not the only one who is wishing that it all worked for them already and had their baby. I promise you're not the only one who wishes that Mother's Day wasn't talked about or promoted everywhere you look. I promise you're not the only one who really thought you'd be a mom by now. I promise you're not the only one who wishes she could just hide under the covers until Monday. This Mother's Day, try something different. Instead of dreading the holiday, try being honest about how you feel and then being kind to yourself about it. Share with some people about how hard it is this year and put up boundaries to protect yourself from triggers to safeguard your heart. Make some fun plans that have nothing to do with Mother's Day. And repeat kind words to yourself while you avoid social media. It's just another Sunday, and you've already survived all the other hard days and holidays through infertility. I know you can get through this one too. So remember, you've not only got this, but you also know the 5 things you can do to get you through the weekend. 1 is acknowledge and be kind to yourself. 2, find a mantra to repeat. 3, stay off social media. 4, make fun plans unrelated to Mother's Day. And 5 is communicate your needs to loved ones. And when it feels really hard, take it 1 breath, 1 hour at a time. The next thing you know, it will be back to Monday. Thank you for tuning in to today's episode. If you found this information helpful, please consider sharing it with others who might benefit, and make sure to subscribe so you don't miss our next episode. Please know that I'm thinking of you. I know that it's a hard weekend, and I know that you are strong enough to handle it, no matter what you decide to do. I also believe that it won't always be this hard, and that you are absolutely more than your. Thank you for being a part of More Than Your Infertility. If today's episode resonated with you, please consider sharing it on social media or with a friend. Your support helps us reach more women on their infertility journey, empowering them to break free from the grip of infertility shame and rediscover their hope. And before we part ways, I have a small favor to ask. If you've enjoyed the podcast, kindly leave a review on your favorite podcast platform. Your feedback helps other women find this empowering community. Until next time, always remember, you are more than your infertility.